Some very interesting reports from ESPN this morning regarding Manchester United's approach to the transfer window and what can be unlocked if we do sell players. It kind of aligned with what I was saying this morning. Players like Adam Wharton and Ederson coming to Manchester United, realistically coming to Manchester United this summer. We're going to talk about all of that and a report on Manchester United's plan A and B that has been talked about as well late this morning on the striker side of things. Get your comments in below and let me know what you think on all of these topics, please, everybody, whether you think these are realistic or not. They do coincide with what I was talking about this morning, like I said, so look at it that way and what Man United can do and what we can raise money-wise with sales or even loans, and then these players that we're talking about now, and this story in particular I think hits it on the head in terms of if United wanted to do something, they could get it done. Adam Wharton, for instance, Rob Dawson from ESPN has been talking this morning about Manchester United's unlocking their potential, unlocking their spending power by getting rid of players. So, as we all know, we know the players that are leaving Manchester United. Your Sancho, your Rashford, Garnachos, Casemiros, Højlunds and Arnes, whatever you want to say, Antony. All of them players we know are surplus to requirements at Manchester United in one way or another, and we've talked about it in depth. So if United can move players on, like I said this morning, even if it's loan fees and loans for the likes of Sancho, Rashford, and you selling Garnacho and Antony at cut prices, you're still making enough money. Manchester United can generate anywhere up to 100 million if certain players have been let go off loans or in them transfers that I said. And the make-weight transfers like Antony and like Garnacho, because it's not looking likely that Rashford and Sancho will go. They're both going to probably end up being loaned out. But wages gone, loan fees in, add that all together. This morning we were saying Manchester United could recoup around 80 million quid. Interestingly enough, how Rob Dawson picks out Adam Wharton as a target for Manchester United. We know he is United's top target for midfield. He is the number one, but is completely off the radar at the moment because of Manchester United not having enough to spend. Now, Adam Wharton would not demand high wages. He's exactly the type of player Manchester United would go for. I'm really excited that someone has actually mentioned Adam Wharton's name in this transfer window, because that is a hell of a signing if you get it done. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you now that this is going to happen. I'm just saying that if United wanted to get this done, they can get this done. It's down to the football club to make it happen. So obviously Adam Wharton would demand a very, very high transfer fee and take up quite a lot of the budget. But 70 million, even if it is that for Adam Wharton, United could easily afford that for less than 20 million a season in PSR. That is where that deal is at. Because of his wages, because of his age, his sell-on ability, everything like that works for Manchester United to spend that money. Younger players at the highest level drive a harder bargain in terms of transfer fees from the selling clubs, but there is sell-on ability and there is more money in them players for Manchester United. So the investment is seen as not as extreme as other players. For instance, you compare Wharton to Victor Gyökeres. That deal there, if there was a chance to get either one of them players and United had the money for it, United, I feel, and the structure that we've got right now, would go for Adam Wharton, because there is a lot more to that player than what there is with Gyökeres. He's 27. Adam Wharton obviously is a lot younger and has got a lot more to go, and he's Premier League proven as well. He is the highest level midfielder I think Manchester United can go for in this transfer window. There is so much that Manchester United need to do. I mean, he's up there alongside the Warren Zaire-Emery rumours that we were talking about from PSG. So Rob Dawson's saying that Manchester United can get Adam Wharton this summer if they get rid of certain players. I said this morning, I said we could afford that. We could afford Ederson. But one other interesting thing in this is how we're talking about the midfielders. What happened to the striker? Now, Rob Dawson was also talking about Christopher Nkunku, and there has been another story today come out from Christian Folk from Bayern Munich on their not from Bayern Munich, sorry, Christian Folk from Germany, talking about Manchester United's approach for Ekitike. Again, the younger players are going to be top of the tree. I'm only mentioning Ekitike now because Manchester United have been offered the chance to sign Christopher Nkunku again. And Rob Dawson has clarified this. He's said this as well this morning. But he is seen as a secondary option for Manchester United. If that's a secondary option, then who is the top option? See, I think that's where Gyökeres comes into the equation. And you might have to wait out the whole transfer windows to get your hands on Gyökeres. But does that stop Manchester United actually then going out into the market and getting their other targets? No, it can't. Because United need to be on the button. And if Gyökeres appears on the scene later on in the season, in the transfer season, then you can get him and go for him. But should Manchester United, and this is a question that I want to ask the chat as well, because it has come up quite a lot in terms of player position priority, and the debates have been running throughout all the live shows that we've been doing. If United had an opportunity with moving players on to get Adam Wharton or an Ederson or the right type of midfielder ahead of a striker, do we just get that deal done? I think United have to. 80 million in Manchester United sales, and that's just through selling Garnacho, getting the deal for Antony, which is a make-weight one as well. This is the lowest that United could recoup. You could get 80 million availability for spending in PSR if you loaned Sancho and loaned Rashford out, got rid of Malacia at a cheap deal, sold Garnacho and sold Antony on cheaper deals as well. You could raise up to 80 to 100 million with all of them players, just with the wages we're saving. And I'm not saying we'll have that money in to spend necessarily, but we can spend it within PSR terms. That's what United can generate. And that, I think, is the topic there in what Rob Dawson is saying. I think that's what he's getting at. I think he's saying that Manchester United's spending power will be proven if we can move these players on, which is why it's so important that these players are moved. Because if United feel like they can go out and get an Adam Wharton, and Rob Dawson does have close ties to Manchester United. I've spoke to Rob several times. I've interviewed him several times. He would have been speaking directly to Manchester United and going to the Carrington side of things and talking to people that would tell him the big targets that Manchester United would want. United want Adam Wharton. He is their dream midfield signing. I think we've all known about this, but we don't talk about it because he just seems like he's a million miles away from coming to Manchester United. Again, that is your Caicedo type of player. He was down the road at Blackburn, playing at Blackburn, and Crystal Palace seen the potential in him and brought him in, and now are about to reap the rewards of it, whether they sign a new contract for him or he moves on. I don't think Adam Wharton is going to sign a new deal simply because he's already got a decent contract now, and he's only about 18 months, I think, nearly 2 years into it. So there's no panic for him to sign a deal. He's not going anywhere. United could make this happen if they go in with a substantial bid for Adam Wharton. And I don't think United would have a problem in going in and making it happen either, because I think they could structure it right and make it happen. But it comes about if United sell these players. But the bigger question is, are we going to wait out for Gyökeres because of what Rob Dawson said about Nkunku? He's plan B. So if he's plan B, then there must be a plan A. Is it Ekitike, like Christian Folk said? The only club to contact Frankfurt is Manchester United with the conditions of the deal. Nobody else. Interesting, because we're hearing this morning that Arsenal are in for Ekitike as well as Liverpool now and Chelsea, but alongside Manchester United also. But again, like Christian Folk, and we've heard this from Plettenberg before, United are the only team to have really put an interest down, a significant interest down in contacting Frankfurt on Ekitike. So that again is something to think about. Is there someone lined up that we don't know about? Is it Gyökeres waiting it out with this situation? Do they know something we don't? If Nkunku is secondary and that's a plan B, who is plan A? That's the question I want you guys to answer. Who do you think it could be? And would you pick a number 8 if it's of the quality of Ederson or Adam Wharton ahead of a number 9? Let me know what you think. It is all dependent on players being sold, but come on. We know that we can sell Sancho. So we know we can send Sancho out on loan instantly and still make a bit of money. We know that we can get Rashford gone on loan and still make a bit of money. I think that this is where United are at right now. Put it all together and try and get what you can. Scrape what you can together now. Stop trying to squeeze out into the latter stages because you feel you can get more money. Look at the realism of the situation right now and what we need and what we can get. I think if we jump onto this now, we could get an Adam Wharton. I really would put him at the top of the tree when it comes to Man United signings. I just don't talk about him because I don't feel like we can get him. But this news and this just reminded me that when I was talking about this morning, there is a realism in this as well that United can get these deals done and get these players gone quite easily. And then we can bring in somebody else. Look, I said this all along. You could say loaning Sancho out doesn't mean we get a fee next summer. So who cares? We're saving money for that now and giving it to Ruben Amorim to get into the Champions League. If we go up 10 positions in the Premier League, we make 30 million. So there's a Sancho fee because you've got someone else in better who can get us up that table. If we get up the table, we get the European money, which pays for itself anyway. Forget about the deal in making money off these players that have been deadwood forever and a day at Manchester United and put into this team what Ruben needs to get up that table. because that's where the money is. So loan him. Forget about the fee at the end. Loan Rashford. He's still coming back next season. Maybe you can sell him then. Yes, then players would come back, and then we've still got to sell them. But Casemiro's gone next summer. Maguire's gone next summer. There is more room there than for United to play with. If we can make a deal happen this window for Adam Wharton, go and make that deal happen, Manchester United. Drop your comments in below and let me know what you think. That's your updates around this lunchtime on the 30th of June. It's July tomorrow. I want United to start moving and moving in a direction where it is looking like we're improving this squad. Forget about your ego. Forget about Manchester United being ripped off. There's nothing you can do about deals that were done in yesteryear. Make something happen for what you've got right now and accept it. And get Ruben these players that he needs. Drop your like on the video if you're loving the content. And please do hit that subscribe button. Thank you if you already have. I'll see you all in the next video.